Hello everyone, and welcome to Crafting with Amy. Today I'm going to be doing a tutorial on a dishcloth, and I'm using 24/7 cotton by Line Brand. They call this a medium 4-weight, but I've already got one open because this is what I use. I either use this or big twist cotton for our dishcloths or face cloths that I make. That looks more like a 3 to me. And the pattern is coming from yarnspirations.com. And I'll link that pattern. They have a lot of free patterns on there. I've never made this particular dishcloth, but I normally make ours in the dark charcoal and like silver, or this is supposed to be a gray, but it looks more silver to me. And then I'll alternate if I put a border on them. But I'm using a 4mm hook. The pattern calls for peaches and cream or lily sugar and cream cotton. I've made some with that, but in my opinion it splits too much. So I got the Line Brand, and it calls for a 5mm hook in the pattern. But again, I'll link the pattern below. But I've just found for this yarn, I think with the Lily Sugar and Cream, because it is more of a 4-weight, but that to me just doesn't look like a 4-weight. But I started with a slip knot, and I'm gonna assume most people, I just wrap it over, put the tail through, pull it up like this, insert my hook, and I'm using a Susan Bates it's a USG 4mm hook, and it's ergonomic. So we're supposed to start with a chain of 37. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'll meet you back when I have 37, and we start row 1. Okay, so now I have chain 37, and you might want to count and make sure, because we're going to put 1 single crochet in the second chain from the hook. So you don't count this that's on your hook. So that's the first, this is the second, so we're going to put 1 single crochet. And anytime you're working your first row, you don't have much to hold on to. So, and then this is going to be the repeat. We are going to chain 1, and we're going to skip 1, and then we're going to put a single crochet in that next stitch. So again, you know, when you're working your first, till you have something more to grab onto. So the repeat for this row is chain 1, skip a stitch, and in the next stitch put a single crochet. It will get easier once you get past this. So we put our single crochet, chain 1, skip the next one, and put a single crochet in the next one. Chain 1, oops, skip 1, a single crochet in the next one, skip 1, single crochet in the next one, and you're going to do this all the way to the end, and there will be a one single crochet in the last chain, but I'll meet you back somewhere down here with the last few stitches. Okay, so I've worked this along and I've done my chain, or my single crochet chain one, and I'm going to put one single crochet in this last stitch, and because we skipped the first, we should have 36 stitches. So if you want to stop and count how many stitches you have, but that's what we should have now, is 36 stitches. So what we're going to do is we're going to turn and we're going to chain one after the turn, and we're going to put one single crochet in the first stitch. And I don't know if it matters which way. Sometimes it matters which way you turn, sometimes it don't. So I'm just gonna turn this way. So chain one after the turn, and then put one single crochet into this first stitch. And then we're gonna chain one, and we're going to put one single crochet in the next chain one space. So right there is our chain one space. So we're going to put one single crochet there, and then we're going to chain one, because we're going to repeat this. And then put one single crochet into the next chain one space, chain one, and then one single crochet in the next chain one space. Kind of hard to see. But this is what we're going to repeat for the entire, until it gets to the size that you want it. Chain one. So we're going in the space, the chain one space, not the actual stitch. So if you can see that, so there's the single crochet, there's the chain one. So chain one, then one single crochet there in the space. Space, the final frontier. My nephew used to say space, the final tier. So you're skipping that and you're going, after you chain one, you're going into that space. Chain one, skip that. That's the space. Chain one, there's the chain one space. And we'll put one, we're going to repeat this, and we'll put one single crochet in the last single crochet and then we'll turn, and we will repeat from the chain one single crochet in the next chain one space. So I'm going to work this to the end, and then I'll come back for the next row. Okay, so I'm getting close to the end. So I've done a single crochet, chain one. Now I'm going into this next chain one space and doing a single crochet. Then I'm going to put one here in this. I chained one, single crochet in that space. Chain one, and then I'm going to put a single crochet in this single crochet, if I can get it in there, the top of that single crochet. Until I get a few rows going on anything, it seems like I'm all thumbs. So now we're going to turn. How did I turn a while ago? Oh yeah, I didn't do clockwise. And then chain one, and then put a single crochet we're just repeating the chain one and a single crochet this time in the next chain one space. So right there. So we're not putting one in the very first this time, because this is going to be the repeat from here on out until it gets to the size. So put one in that chain one space, chain one, come to this chain one space. It should be pretty visible, except for, you know, the last row when I was like, what? Yeah. And cotton is a little bit different. It just doesn't glide as well. If I wasn't trying to show this, and I still don't, I changed my setup. I do not know if this is still yet a decent setup. I have my little webcam holding on for dear life. It's really not, I have it on a phone tripod, and it's just kind of not there because my phone, it'll make videos in little segments every time I hit, then I have to put them all together, and sometimes it'll tip over. So I'm going to shut up now. So I put a single crochet, chain one. Now I'm going to go back in that space, and like I said, you should be able to see that. It's just chain one, go to the next space, single crochet, chain one, the next space, single crochet, you can whip one of these. I mean, it wouldn't look, you couldn't tell it by watching me now, but I normally crochet in my lap, and you can whip these up pretty quick. They would make good gifts. There's different types. You can put borders on them. I really like them, but I crochet a lot of things because you can make, I've made like dish towels. I used macrame cord to make our placemats and a rug. So my next tutorial I may do, wait, did I do a chain one? See, I'd be talking. The next, I may do a basket. Like I said, you could do, you know, if you had a neighbor or somebody that you wanted to make something for. Some people make these and take them to craft fairs or shows and all that stuff. So you just continue this along. I'll come back here, we'll get another row started, and then I'll leave you to it and come back at the very end when it's done, or about midway. Okay, so I have done my single crochet chain one, and now it's time to just put a single crochet in that single crochet. Not in this, because there's not any more space there. And then I'm going to turn and do a chain one, and then you just repeat this all the way, like I said, until you get to the size. Single crochet, chain one. Spaces are obvious, chain one spaces, and these wash up very well. I've washed the placemats, I've washed my rug, obviously. Of course, they were made with macrame cord, but my dishcloths, any of my facial scrubby thingies, they wash up really well. Now, because it is cotton, it will shrink up a little bit, but just continue this along. This is what you should be looking at, and you'll be able to tell when you start getting to the point where it's a square, you know, and then I'll meet you back at the end and we will finish it up. Hello everyone, I have completed the dishcloth. It has, including the foundation chain, 32 rows up, but you can kind of just fold it over, and if it makes a triangle, you know that it's, you know, the right size. Because I think because they used a thicker yarn. See, mine's like 7.5 by 7, but it's supposed to be 10 according to their pattern, but the yarn that they used was thicker. So now I've already started another one, because you can put a border on these. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. They're very sturdy, and they have scrubby scrubby power. They launder good, but you can put a border. My camera's shaking. So typically what I do, if I put a border, I will put, you know, the contrasting color, like I would put this color onto this one as a border and vice versa. But I just did my last chain, so we're going to fasten off and then weave in the ends. So just snip your yarn, pull it up, and then grab your needle. But these are, like I said, I use them, and I just throw them in the wash, and they will last a long time. And of course you can do, there are many tutorials, different types, you know, you can make them fancier. I just like the more just kind of contemporary, or I don't really know what it would be called. But just weave your ends in where they won't come out, in and out and in and out. And then if you wanted to add a border, I'll pretend like I'm going to add a border, because I don't know yet if I'm going to or not. So I'm going to snip that off, and then I'm going to come down to this tail that we started with and weave it in. I did crochet. Well, no, I didn't crochet over this, I don't think. I don't know. I don't remember. And just to make sure it's in there and it's not going anywhere. So you would just grab your contrasting yarn and make a slip knot and pull it through this corner at the end of the top. And then you're going to put one more single crochet in there, because when we come back around, apparently my knot's not. This. I'm just going to put one more, because when we come back around, that's when we'll attach a third. So there are 2 single crochets, and then what you would do is come down through here, and you notice like you've got some really big gaps. So in this gap I would put 2 double crochet. You just kind of have to make it even out. Here, I think there, no one in there. Where it's a bigger gap, put 2. Put 2. You just kind of want to have them evenly spaced out on these sides, because the sides are different. So you would just follow that. I'm going to follow that all the way down to here. And it's hard to see this because of the color I'm using. And I think I'm going to go back, because that's an awful loose stitch there. Yeah, I'm going to go back. But I'll meet you here at this corner, and then we'll work around. The bottom and the top will be the easiest, because they're defined stitches. not the salvaged edges here. So I'm gonna undo this and then I'll come back here. Okay, I ripped that out because I had pulled on the tail. I'm working over the tail. So right there is a visible hole. I'm going to put one in there, but I am working over that tail. But a while ago I grabbed the tail and was trying to work with it, and that's what messed it up. So then right there, put one. You just need to try to space them out as evenly as you can, and in those bigger where we did the chain, put two. Okay, now I've made it to this corner, and in this corner I'm going to put 3 single crochets if I can get in there. To turn the corner. And when you wash these, any of these holes that, like from putting those 3 in, it will, they won't be noticeable. And then here on the bottom, you're going to put 1 single crochet in each stitch. All the way along to this corner, then you're going to put 3 single crochet, do the same thing up this salvaged edge, and then 3 in this corner, and come around, and I'll meet you back here. Okay, so I have worked all the way around. That's, I crocheted over that, so I'll just snip that off. And now where we had started with 2 single crochet, I'm going to put 1 more single crochet in there, and then I'm going to slip stitch to the top of this one and cut my yarn. I was going to show you some of the others, and then we would weave in this tail that I've made, and then I realized I'm like, most of them are in the laundry. I did make some that were, when I first made them, that were colorful, and they were done with the peaches and cream, I think. But the main ones I use, there's one, I really like the pattern on it. It's like, you do a single crochet in the back loop of one, alternating, and then a single crochet in the front loop. I cut that tail way too long. So that is that. I'm going to cut off that one because I crocheted over it. Whoops. I'm going to see if I've got my others that I've made that aren't in the laundry. That's the one we just made. This is one I made, whoops, using a different, and I don't even remember what stitch I used on this. But my other ones that I like that are like this, that I use the most, are in the laundry right now. Then I made one with that peaches and cream, and it has kind of a shell border. I'm not real crazy about the colors, but I mean, they're pretty, but they're just not my thing. But this is thicker than that, even though they're both supposed to be 4s. So I hope this helped you all, and I will link the pattern in the description box. It's at Yarn Inspirations. And you all have a good day and stay